everybody. This is your friend Darren Emond, Master of Shenanigans. No, that's Conan. This is me, and I'm just now back from the mall, and I checked my messages, and I've got a request on Quickdraw for a Poison Ivy by my friend Christine in Montreal. Christine, I miss you. I want to get back to Montreal so bad, you have no idea. So I was going to do a card trick today, but because we've got a request, let's grab our sketchbooks, our pencils, and we've got a Poison Ivy. Okay, we're all set. Poison Ivy. Here we go. Might just stick with the pencils on this one. I don't know if we'll get into the inks. The rule of thumb, yeah, we'll call it the rule, for me anyway. When I draw female characters, I like to say that half as many lines, twice as much time. So what I mean by that is when I draw a male character, the lines, well, can be all messy and rough, and doesn't really matter, right? You can still kind of get there. The female character, on the other hand, even though there's not as many lines, the curve of every line has to be perfect. Okay, let's give her a nice kind of sultry kind of expression. The thing I like about Poison Ivy, as opposed to Harley Quinn is sort of like a big goofy kid. Poison Ivy is more like an evil, let's have some hair coming in here, seductress kind of character. So let's really exaggerate the super long lashes. Poison Ivy is crazy. Although is she? Interesting moral play. She is what a vegan would be if they took it to the absolute possible extreme. Now the hard thing about the nose here is that I usually like to do kind of like a cute upturned nose on all of my female characters, but I'm going for a little bit of a down shot. And, oh, let me get rid of that, wherever it is. And the problem with, if I tried to do the upturned nose with a bit of a down shot, it would be turned up so much it would look kind of monstrous, you know. She would look a little like Cruella de Vil. Oh, I forgot to start my stopwatch. Oh, no. Oh, man. Number one rule of Quickdraw, and I forgot. Okay, so, well, at least we know this is live, otherwise I'd be editing this out. Okay, here's my stopwatch. Now, as you know, in Quickdraw, the rule is to draw your favorite character in 10 minutes or less. So, how am I going to do this here? Let's take a minute off. What do you think? What do you think? Should I get a minute penalty? All right, here we go. So, 9 minutes. Oh, well. At this point, you're thinking, hey, I'm watching a complete amateur hour. But at the same time, that's part of the charm, isn't it? Okay, let's give her a, yeah, definitely kind of a smirk here. So, again, not a lot of lines. Like, if this was a guy, I would draw every crease in the face. But for a woman, that just wouldn't look right. It's all about just as few of lines as possible. So in other words, you can't cheat. Let's give her a thin lip. Thin lips look kind of aristocratic. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the look that we're going for here, the haute couture. Okay, so that looks kind of cool. We got the hair coming down. The hair I got to leave a lot of room for. This is, the eyes will just leave open because they're going to be like a dark green. Okay, high cheekbones is another thing that we would come to expect from a So here's where I'm getting a little sketchy, just because I'm not quite as much on, I'm not quite as sure of my lines here. Let's put it that way. Let's have the hair coming down. Because I know I want to have really high cheekbones, so let's sketch those in. But at the same time, if I give her too strong a jaw, it can look kind of manly, so just kind of rough it in and clean it up later with an eraser. All right, we're at 2 minutes, technically 3, I suppose. Yeah, so that's the other thing, is that I don't think I'll be inking this one. Put a part of her hair here. So we're going to try at least to clean up some of these lines. And the pencil stage. Okay. Bit of a top eyelid. So as you can see, everything about Poison Ivy is kind of lean. Like a small nose, squinted eyes, thin lips. You know, angular type cheekbones. And give her a longer neck. 3 minutes, technically 4. You know, I just picked your favorite character is drawn in 10 minutes as kind of like a it's kind of like a number out of a hat. It could just as easily have been 9 minutes or 11 minutes, but I figured 10. Okay, there we go. So we got to have huge hair on Poison Ivy. But at the same time, it can't just look like a mop. So like here, for instance, it has to conform to her skull. So we'll bring that down a little, and then let it flare out. Okay, Darren, yeah. Well, you know, actually, speaking about this, as I'm drawing, it's actually kind of helping. These are things I don't think about when I'm just drawing in my head, listening to music, but as I'm narrating here, I kind of have to express what it is I'm doing, at least a little bit. And to be honest, these are things I've never actually thought about. Okay, I don't want to go too much with the hair because we have to have the shoulders here. So let's, we're at 424, collarbone. And let's have a bit of a tilt here. So let's kind of draw this line tilted. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just cut this off right at, say, the chest here. And I'll do that by using the actual costume as a framing mechanism. So I'll explain that as I go. 509. Boy, good thing we're not doing inks on this one. I'd never have time. You know, it's funny. Every time I set up at a Comic-Con or even at an art show, whenever people come by and see my work, I always get complaints by a lot of angry feminists that are always telling me, why are the boobs so big? Real women don't look like that. And it drives me nuts because, like, they'll be looking at a page where you'll have a character, all the male characters have biceps bigger than their head, you know, perfect six-pack abdominal muscles, just ridiculous physiques. And I've never once ever heard a complaint, ever, from anyone, male or female, that, hey, real men don't look like that, you know. Some of us have beer bellies. You're creating an unrealistic standard. It's never happened. Now before, yeah, this elbow, as you can see because of the line, the shoulder comes up. Now before this channel lights up with a bunch of angry people, let me just say that if the argument was costumes then I am totally with you. I am on your side, 100%. Okay, let's try the framing mechanism with the costume. We're at 641. So here, if I recall correctly, we have kind of like leaf patterns kind of coming up. So what I mean by that is like the male characters, like your Captain America, may have an unrealistic male figure. He may have, you know, biceps bigger than your house, which is I'm totally cool with because it's an idealized medium. Everything is like, all the villains are villains, the heroes are heroes, everything's kind of black and white, everyone's like it's a simple world. But how come Captain America always gets to fight in like padded body armor and chainmail, whereas for instance the female characters are expected to fight crime in their underwear? Now there, I'm with you. But to complain about unrealistic body standards in females and to think it's okay for men, now you've lost me. Okay, wow, controversy here on Quickdraw. Holy gee, I better change the subject fast or I'm gonna get shot. Okay, so we've got, as you can see, what I meant by the framing mechanism is that, okay, we're at 8 minutes, is that here is where, damn it, the leaf pattern on her, why is my pencil breaking? The leaf pattern on her, what the hell is going on here? On her costume creates kind of like a border. And we have to have leaves everywhere. What is going on with this? Okay, mystery glitch. Hey, at least you know that this is live. Because, you know, if I was going to edit it. Alright. Oh, and I forgot. I had given myself an extra minute. So you know what? I would say that stop 9:01:67. That is technically about 10 minutes. And ladies and germs, sorry I got political there. Here is your Poison Ivy. Now if I had a chance to ink this, I would be spotting a lot of blacks, some shadows, specifically in, well, you know what, I'm cheating. I'm not allowed to touch this anymore. It's been 10 minutes, has expired. Specifically in like the costume area, just to show that it's darker than the skin. This would be a lot of fun to color. Only because Poison Ivy, like her skin tone is green and her hair is like a flaming red, which I love those two colors together, complementary colors. So this has been another one in the books. Thank you to Christine for picking Poison Ivy. Love this character. This has been another quick draw. Once again, if you want to suggest a character that you would like to see drawn in 10 minutes or less, please leave it in the comments below. And if it's someone that I've heard of and not some flavor of the week manga character that I've never heard of, or some, you know, some obscure character that no one's ever heard of, I might just, I retain the right to pass it over. But Poison Ivy, this was a lot of fun, and we will see you next time.